Welcome back to the deep dive. So last time, we left Dante and Virgil on Purgatory's fifth terrace.
Right, the place where souls are working through avarice and also prodigality, that excessive spending.
Exactly. And remember that really strange earthquake we experienced with them. It wasn't just the mountain shaking.
No, it was more than that. It signified something profound, a soul completing its purification, ready to ascend. A moment of, well, collective joy, really.
A spiritual milestone rippling through the mountain. It's a powerful image. Think of purgatory not just as a place, maybe, but as that inner work we all do.
That's a great way to put it, inner refinement. So when someone makes that breakthrough, it's like a communal celebration, spiritual progress made visible.
Okay, so let's get into the 21st canto now. We want to see what this specific part of the journey, this encounter, can offer us, for our own lives.
Yeah, how can these old verses still speak to us today? Find some relevant insights.
That's the goal. Dante and Virgil aren't alone for long. There's a shadow following them now.
Yes, Dante uses that so well, doesn't he? Builds the intrigue, we feel it, Dante the Pilgrim feels it, this awareness of someone else there, creates anticipation.
And then, out of the shadows, it's the Roman poet Statius.
Statius, and he's not just passing by, he's actually just finished his own purification.
But interestingly, not for avarice, like many others there, he was purging prodigality.
Excessive spending.
Yeah.
It's the flip side of the coin, isn't it?
It really is. It highlights how both extremes, hoarding and squandering, come from the same root, kind of distorted relationship with material things.
And Dante really emphasizes the depth of this process. Statius was purifying for a long, long time. We're talking hundreds of years.
Across two cornices, right? Sloth first, then prodigality here.
Exactly. It hammers home that this kind of personal growth, this purification, it's not quick. It's deep, enduring work.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting. The moment Statius recognizes Virgil, his reaction is just pure admiration, reverence almost.
Deep respect. He immediately says Virgil's Aeneid was foundational for him.
Not just for his poetry, though. He says it actually guided him towards his Christian conversion.
Which is kind of mind-blowing, right? A pagan epic poem leading someone to Christian faith. How does that work?
Well, this is Dante, the author, being clever. It's a fictional element he adds to Statius's story. There's no historical record of Statius converting.
Right. Dante invents it. But why?
To make a powerful point, I think, that truth, or the things that resonate with truth, can be found in unexpected places, even in works from before Christianity.
So pagan literature isn't dismissed entirely. It can contain seeds of wisdom, insights that align with Christian values in Dante's view.
Precisely. And Statius even points to a specific part of Virgil's work, the fourth eclogue.
The one often interpreted in the Middle Ages as predicting Christ's birth.
Exactly that one.
Yeah.
So for Statius in the poem, reading those lines was like finding an unexpected signpost, pointing him in a whole new spiritual direction.
It's fascinating, this layering. Virgil's work guides Statius.
And Virgil, the person, is guiding Dante right now.
Yeah. Two Roman poets, one pre-Christian, both acting as guides towards a deeper understanding. It's a beautiful parallel.
And the interaction itself is so telling. Statius is so overcome with respect he tries to kneel, to embrace Virgil's legs.
But Virgil gently stops him, reminds him, hey, we're both just shades here.
It's such a touching moment. Shows Statius's deep humility, but also Virgil's own profound humility. He doesn't accept the reverence.
It really drives home that lesson of intellectual humility, doesn't it? Even when you achieve greatness, like Statius did as a poet.
You recognize the giants whose shoulders you stand on. You acknowledge your teachers, your influences.
Yeah, the sources that shaped you. It's vital, regardless of your own success.
It echoes Virgil's role for Dante so perfectly. The Aeneid was like a guide for Statius, leading him to, well, a richer spiritual understanding. Makes you think about your own guides.
Absolutely. And let's connect this back maybe to the previous canto. Remember Hugh Capet?
Oh yeah, the figure representing corrupt political power driven by avarice.
Right, so we had political corruption there. Here, with Statius, we have the intellectual finding true wisdom. He overcomes not just his issue with wealth prodigality, but also, in Dante's framework, the limitations of pre-Christian thought.
So it's like Dante is showing two kinds of liberation are needed. Freedom from moral corruption, like avarice, and freedom from intellectual error.
That seems to be the implication. It broadens the scope of what purification, or even just growth, means. It's not just about behavior, but understanding too.
And that earthquake. Now we get the explanation.
Exactly. Statius finishing his time on this cornice is the reason for the tremor.
It's the whole of purgatory rejoicing for that soul's liberation. A physical sign of inner progress. Wow.
It had such a layer of meaning, doesn't it? It wasn't random, it was a direct result of spiritual achievement, highlighting that interconnectedness of all the souls striking together.
Okay, so stepping back, what can we take away from this encounter with Statius for our own journeys?
Well, first, the power of literature, I think. Statius's story is a huge testament to that.
Especially today, right? With so much fleeting content around us, it reminds you of the value of works that last, that can genuinely shape your perspective.
They're not just stories, they can change your direction. And it also shows that conversion, or maybe just significant personal growth, isn't usually like a lightning strike.
No, it's gradual and unfolding.
Shaped by lots of different things, books, people you meet, experiences over time, things that subtly guide you. Think about the small encounters or bits of reading that have, maybe unknowingly, shaped who you are.
And that idea of prodigality and avarice being purified together, it's counterintuitive, but insightful.
Yeah, it forces you to look beyond the surface behavior to the root issue. An unbalanced relationship with material things, whether you hoard them or waste them.
It's about finding that healthy balance, that equilibrium.
And one last thing, maybe. Statius's gratitude towards Virgil highlights the importance of precursors.
Those who came before.
Yeah. Virgil, without knowing it, paved the way for others, even towards a faith he didn't share. It makes you think about who might be doing that for you.
Or who you might be doing that for, unknowingly. The ripple effect of ideas and actions.
Precisely. The legacy we leave, sometimes unintentionally.
So, wrapping up this deep dive into Canto 21, key takeaways seem to be the profound influence of literature, the need for intellectual humility, growth as a gradual journey, and the complex ways we relate to, well, stuff.
And understanding that seemingly opposite flaws can share a common root, plus appreciating those who clear the path ahead.
Which brings us to a final thought for you, the listener.
Who are the Virgils in your life? Think about it. What books or people, or maybe even just ideas, have really shaped your path, perhaps in ways you haven't fully clocked?
What wisdom might you have picked up from them, maybe without even realizing it at the time? Something to reflect on.
Definitely something to mull over.